So then I was like, oh, I know what he about to say. And it's about to cut like a knife. It's about to cut real hard. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Brandy Yvonne channel. Of course, I'm your girl, Brandy Yvonne. Here on my channel, y'all know we do fun reviews, discussions, and recaps of all of our favorite shows. This video, we are talking the best man, the final chapters. This is episode 7, titled Things Fall Apart. Y'all, please do not forget to hit that thumbs up button. Please don't also forget to subscribe. Thank you for your continued support. I'm like 5 or 6 subscribers away from 200. So hopefully that's what I start this new year out with. Y'all also comment down below. Let me know what y'all thought of the Best Man series and this particular episode and this review. Y'all, I'm sorry. I know I took a little break. I gave y'all 1 through 6 and then I went ghost, but y'all know it was Christmas. Then it was New Year's. Y'all know how it go. Anyway, I'm gonna try to wrap them all up tonight though. Let's just get into the episode, y'all. So the episode, of course, started out with Shelby and Quinton in the hospital, and the doctor came in, was like, yeah, you know, you can't be smoking, you can't be drinking, you can't be having sex, you can't be exercising. Shelby's like, hold up. What, like, run that back. So then she's like, you know, he can't just lay there. Like, Shelby still want to have the sex. Then Harper and, what's the girl name? Robyn came in. That's her name. Jordan and Harper came in and they're like, oh, you know, checking on Quinton. They're like, oh, where'd you guys come from? And they were like acting super suspicious. Okay. And Quinton and Shelby was looking at each other like, because they know they didn't do something. Okay. Now, what did y'all think of that moment? Did y'all already figure that Harper and Jordan did something? So anyway, then let's see, so during this episode, they're flashing back and forth, like to the present and into the previous night, with showing us what Harper and Jordan all got into. So Harper and Jordan, because remember they went to the after thing, but nobody was present. And so then Harper, I guess, was looking at the reviews. So then they went for a walk and they were looking at, you know, what the different movie critics said. Everyone gave him 1 star, 0 star, 2 stars. The black ones, they didn't like it. They said it's no school days, right? So anyway, then later on we saw them like on some kind of amusement park ride, and they're shouting to the people, I guess, on social media, like calling them stupid and stuff. Just a way to release it and get it out, because Harper was looking at all the comments and reviews and all that. So anyway, then let's see, we also see when Harper went home to talk to Robyn. Yes. Robyn and Jordan's name confused me for some reason. And so she's like, oh, you know, is Quinton okay? And so he let her know. And so then she talked about how she got offered whatever she's gonna be doing in Ghana, cooking. And she gets to go for the summer, and then you can tell Harper is not pleased. He don't want to leave to go to Ghana with his own family for the summer. And he over there playing like he happy, but he ain't. Okay. Then let's see. What's her name? Jordan went to the doctor because y'all remember she had the migraines, right? The doctor was like, you know, you're supposed to come to your appointment months ago. She's like, I know, but, you know, I can see straight now. And she was like, your levels are still not where they're supposed to be. She's like, when was your last period? Jordan didn't even remember. I'm like, girl, you don't got the Glow app, the Flow app, something. Keep a little calendar in your purse like back in the day. Anyway, she didn't know what her last period was. Now, granted, I can't, you know, figure mine out from the top of my head, but I can go look on my phone, on the app. Anywho, doctor said, girl, you look like you probably pregnant. So then Jordan is like, oh no, she cannot be pregnant right now. Speaking of Jordan, you know, Demetrius finally caught up with her because she done left him in the dust. And so she was like, you know, she didn't approve the things that Demetrius is doing. And he was like, oh, most of your, you know, investments and everything are going to these corporate private prison systems anyway. She's not agreeing with it. She's not having it. We're not going to debate that. Yeah, we just not going to debate that. You know, good luck to you, Demetrius. So anyway, bye, Demetrius. Speaking of Demetrius had called Jordan when she was out with Harper, and Harper took her phone, put it in his pocket. And I'm like, Harper, Jordan ain't your woman. How dare you be taking somebody else's phone? Jordan is not your woman, sir. She is not yours. You get that lady back her phone, and you to go home to your wife because you playing. Okay? So anyway, now remember, in the last episode, Robyn let Harper, be out all night. So this is what we get. I think they showed her waking up in the middle of the night or in the morning, and Harper was nowhere to be found. I told her in the last review. Anywho, let's get back to Quinton and Shelby. So Quinton, Shelby's over here making all this, mac and cheese, cauliflower, all that good stuff, bacon that ain't bacon. I'm all for getting healthy, eating better. I like the cauliflower mashed potatoes thing. The mac and cheese, I'm not buying it. So I felt Quinton's pain there, okay? Kennedy came home with some burgers. He was trying to get some burgers off of her. She was like, oh, mom said she'll double whatever, you offer me. Because he tried to offer the burger bags. She wasn't having it. So then later on, Quinton was looking for his cigars. He couldn't find them. And so she had threw him away. And then he was there watching. He was playing the piano later on, and she's watching the movie. And he was like, what part of the movie, asking about the movie and asking what part the movie was, sorry. And Shelby was saying, it was the part when the guy was crying. I don't know if they was watching Glory or what they was watching. Anywho, he's like, that's how I felt about the cigars. So then Shelby came and sat on his lap, and they started, get a little freaky. And this girl over there with her watch, so I thought she was just being distracted, like looking at something else. She was checking his pulse, so he got mad. And he's like, he's tired of having to live life carefully. He wanted to just be able to do what he wanted to. I get it, Quinton, because he did, face a life-threatening situation. However, you do have to make those changes if you want to stay here. Like, maybe Shelby's overdoing it. Maybe she should have eased him in more. But, he is going to have to make those changes if he wants to live a long time, if his heart is bad. And then particularly at his age. Like, come on. So he blew up on her. He was saying, he wanted to be single. He didn't have all these issues before he got with her. He going to offer her. She's like, oh, you want to be single again? She's like, oh, good luck finding a, underage girl that's going to know the first signs of a heart attack. Because Shelby is scared. And she doesn't want to lose Quinton. So that's why she was working over and beyond, trying to take care of him, make sure he not gonna be sick, but he was not appreciating it. Okay, maybe she was doing too much. I could see how it could be seen that way, but you know what? He needs to make a lot of lifestyle changes. So she had to do what she had to do. Okay. Anywho, later on we did see Shelby talk to Jordan. And, she's getting on her about going to the doctor. And she's like, man, I don't understand, Quinton, da-da-da. Jordan's like, well, he did just stare life in the face. And you got to give him some time to, to adjust to this new lifestyle. I think she did need to maybe ease him in a little bit, though. So anyway, something about Jordan saying she was a little bit pregnant. And then Shelby brought up the whole night with her and Harper, and she's like, oh, is this because of you and Harper? What happened with Demetrius? And she's like, oh, this could be Harper's baby. Jordan's like, you know. She's like, yeah, girl, I know what you did. Okay. And so she's like, I like being married. I'm sure Robyn like being married, and I like Robyn, so you need to take this to your grave, girl. Now, y'all, I agree with Shelby. Okay. Like, you don't need to tell Robyn that. Now that Robyn already knows what's up, so it don't really matter. Anyway, let's see. Then we saw, speaking of Robyn, okay, so Robyn Harper had got some kind of call, and he was talking to his agent. I guess the movie's doing well, and they want to do a sequel and all this stuff. So, he came off a dinner call late, and Robyn had made something in it, so he was saying that he got offered, a deal. He might have to, be gone for the same month she's going to be in Ghana. She's like, well, can't you push it back? Like, you're Harper Stewart. And he's like, I got to strike while the iron's hot. Later on, he was when they were at the table, they was eating, is it called fufu? Y'all, I got any African or Nigerian or whatever culture eats that food. I know it's an African country. Let me know if I'm pronouncing it right. Is it fufu? Anyway, the white stuff. I've had it before. So they had to eat that soup with their hands. It was a Ghana dish, wasn't it? It was a dish from Ghana. Anyway, y'all just let me know if I got it right. Anywho, so he, they had to eat it with their hands. He was like, I can't do this. Little girl was like, look, Daddy, that's all you gotta do. He was like, it's messy. I'm with Harper with the hands thing. I'm sorry. It's a struggle, okay? I'm like OCD with my hands being dirty, so I get it. Anyway, he was like, I can't really go down to Ghana. Like, can I just come for a week and then leave? Like, can you push it back? Because like, girl, it's not gonna work my schedule because he got places to be for the movie. She was then asking him, she was saying like, I've given you weeks, I've given you years. I just want a week, or months, whatever time frame she wanted. I don't know if she said it then or later on, but she's over Harper and so am I. Anyway, then, Harper, she said, what about your family? He's like, oh, I'm doing this for y'all. I'm like, bye, Harper. Okay, let's get to Lance. So Lance went to LJ's room and cleared out all his stuff he liked to wear when he's, switching it up. So he was like, what are you doing in my room with all my stuff? Lance said, I'm donating it to charity. I'm taking your credit cards. Anytime you want to buy something, now you gotta go through me because you don't, clearly you don't know, you don't have, your taste is wrong, you off. And so then LJ's like, those are my things. Like, I'm taking my things back. He's like, you don't own nothing here. All this stuff is mine. You think you own something here? And then he was like, you need to, make the better decisions. You need to do this and that. And then he's like, you don't even know who you are. And so LJ was like, no, you don't know who I am. I know who I am. And so then they would start kind of going back and forth. Lance was like, oh, you think you a man now? You think you a man now? It's the moment you want it. Come on, like, give it to me. And so then he was like, the daughter, Faith, was at the door. She's like, Dad, like, you need to stop. LJ was like, sometimes I wish. And so then Lance was like, come on, say it. Like, this is the moment you've been waiting for. Say it. Come on, say it. And so then I was like, oh, I know what he about to say. And it's about to cut like a knife. It's about to cut real hard. And he was like, yeah, sometimes I wish that it was you that died instead of Mom. So, ooh, y'all. When he said that cut me, okay? That cut. Okay, and after that, LJ left, okay? That cut. Let me know what y'all thought of that part. That was heartbreaking and sad. That should have been kind of a wake-up call for Lance in that moment. So Lance, he was praying to God to change his heart and change LJ's heart and mind and all that stuff. So anyway, and then let's talk about Murch. Murch was at the school and some of the kids had found a video of him doing his MMA fighting and kickboxing, whatever. And so he confiscated the phone of the kids, but he's like watching the videos. And then one of the parents went up to Candace to talk about her alternative medicine methods and how she's not going to let her daughter study with Keisha anymore, which is Candace's daughter. Candace then storms into the office and goes off on Keisha saying, you can't be spreading our business. You need to telling Murch, you need to tell your daughter that is not okay to be talking. What happens in our house stays in our house. And I just hated that moment. And I don't like the way that this show handled a lot of the things around Candace and Murch, but especially this moment, because how dare you, Candace, blame a child? I cannot stand when adults blame a child for something they're doing. Even if she did talk about it outside the house or not, it don't matter, you're doing it. And the little girl's like, she didn't know what you talking about, Candace, so bye. I wish they would show Candace going back and apologizing. I mean, I know we talk about a black moment, but still. So Murch was like, well, you can't expect everybody to understand and be on board. Like, this is alternative. This is different. Like, you can't understand that. And so, like, basically, like, you can't be expecting everyone to agree with you right off the bat, like, to something different like this. So then she's like, oh, okay, way to be supportive. Like, you're not supporting me. And then Murch is like, supporting you. Like, I've been supporting you the whole time. I've been standing here with you the whole time. And I was agreeing with Murch. Like, he over here doing the most, girl. Like, you the one. So, anywho, Then let's see. Later on, we saw Candace was like typing her paper, and her and Murch, you could tell, were not really connected. And so she saw that the Dr. Temple, was that his name, was getting some award, and she was like pissed. So she started writing what happened in her dissertation, when he tried to violate her. And so later on, we did see Murch going to his fight. I think he told Candace he's going somewhere else, but he went to do his fight. And then the girls came in and showed her, like, this is what he been doing. Like, we got some disturbing news, Mom. Like, Dad been out here fighting. He wilding. So he went out. She went there to the fight, and the guys were there all watching. And so she was kind of scared, but then she saw he won, and he let her know, like, I just wanted to blow off some steam, and this was the way I could do it, take some time for myself. And so she was happy for him in the long run. And so then later on, when they came home, they were talking and everything, and Murch could tell something was off with Candace and everything. And so Candace showed him what she typed, and he was like, what the F? Like, he was in my house. Like, he was ready to go do his moves on Dr. Temple. And Candace was like, no, like, chill out. Like, it's his fault. He's the one that was wrong. He's the one that needs to pay for it. Like, don't even be tripping. So then they started talking about how they feel like, they're in quicksand. They don't know what's going on with their marriage. They're supposed to be renewing their vows. They not even really on that no more. Like, it's a lot going on. So Murch was like, okay, let's get out this quicksand. They vowed to, like, continue to work on them and, stug it out and all that. And I'm like, well, where's the vow renewal ceremony? Like, was that all we getting? It just felt like they let their storylines, like, do this. Like, just, they was throwing their storylines in the trash. They was just throwing them away. So anyway, then, let's see. Let's talk about some of these flashbacks when it came to Jordan and Harper. So then Jordan and Harper, Jordan, when they were on a little carousel, she's like, I need to go to my house in Brooklyn. I need to show you something. So she took him to Brooklyn, and she pulled out, like, she's playing their old school 90s music, the good music. And she pulled out some little, like, time capsule ball things they did, were like their hopes and dreams and stuff they had in college. And they're sharing what they wrote. And I think Harper said it was to win the Pulitzer Prize and to win the ultimate prize. Side note, one thing I meant to mention with Robyn, when they were at the dinner eating the soup with the hands, Robyn lost all respect for Harper, because she was asking him, what about the Reconstruction Project? Something she could be more interested in, because it's talking about the disenfranchisement of Black people, right? And he was like, oh yeah, it's in the works, but but he want to go back to talking about this Hollywood movie. So you could tell at that moment she had lost so much respect for him in that moment, because he was kind of being the sellout he said he didn't want to be, or wasn't going to be, or whatever, in her eyes, right? So anyway, back to Jordan and Harper. I just wanted to remember to make that comment. So back to Jordan and Harper, right? Jordan and Harper were, in the house, and then I forgot what Jordan said, something about getting a man and doing this and doing that, and she didn't really want to share hers at first, but he got her too. And then they started going in close to each other, and they kissed. So then at this point in the series, I'm like, oh, this is getting messier and messier. And so then the phone rings, and he answers it because he thinks it's his, but it was her phone, and it was Shelby on the line, because Shelby was calling because Quinton had a heart attack, right? So this is how the story is all coming together. Then, let's see, at the very end of the episode, Lance is looking for LJ when they're at the boxing match, Murch's match. And so he asked Quinton, like, are you sure Kennedy is not with LJ, or LJ's not with Kennedy, because his cop friend texted him, like, we can't find him. And so, he's been missing for some hours. And so he's like, yeah, man, I checked. So then LJ left, and he went to like a scene near the, like a bridge or something. And I guess the car was there, but LJ was not there. And he's like, could have been some foul play. We're investigating it. So basically, at this point, LJ is missing. We don't know if he's been harmed. We don't know what's going on. And it's very, very scary. I was terrified, y'all. I'm like, no, we're not having somebody else die in the series, especially not the kid. We're not going to lose the wife and the kid, okay? I went through so many emotions, especially in episode 8. I was like, well, we're not going to do. So anyway, now, while all this is going on, you know, they were at the boxing match, and Quinton and Harper were talking, and Quinton let Harper know, like, hey, you know, Murch was hurt by that movie. And so Harper was like, oh, man, you know, I didn't have control of that. The producers, woo. Quinton was like, bullshit. Like, you got control over it. Don't say you didn't have control over nothing. I can't stand when people do that. Oh, it was out of my control. Oh, I couldn't. Somebody made me do that. No. Did nobody make you do nothing? So, something else Quinton was getting on Harper about, and Harper was like, are you really trying to tell me? He was like, nah. And Quinton is basically saying, like, you know, we're going to all make mistakes. We're going to keep making mistakes. And but you, at some point, you know, you got to try to do better, basically, what Quinton was telling Harper. Harper was like, man, I'm messing up in life, and you are, okay? So anyway, towards the end of the episode also, Quinton and Robyn talk on the sofa, and Robyn is like, I want a divorce. You know, I've been over here supporting you, following your dreams, showing you, supporting you, showing I could be a supportive wife. I've been here for decades. I asked you about this Ghana trip, you not trying to be there. I just need a month, a week, you not trying to be there. I've been here for years, decades. She's over it. She want a divorce. Harper's like, no, like, you know, he want to go to counseling. He want to work through it. He don't really get it. And then he gets a phone call, and she's like, wow, really? But then it was from Lance saying that LJ is missing. Everybody had run down to the house, right? Then they, you know, put their things aside, and then he's like, I'm going to grab the car. They're going to drop me off at grandma's house. He reads the notepad that Robyn had read before, and it was showing, it was about the whole thing with him and Jordan, because remember, they wanted them to do a sequel to the movie, especially featuring the whole Jordan and Harper dance, right? Their whole relationship. They want the sequel to be about that. So Harper read what he had wrote, and he realized that Robyn had read it. And so basically, and they showed the scene. So it was saying, like, basically their hopes and dreams of, like, getting together would soon, like, come together, and it shows that they went all the way through with it. So this is the confusing thing for me, y'all, because I thought it meant that they did it. But then, because he wrote it, right? But then I've also heard some people say that they didn't really do it. It was like a dream sequence. So I don't know. Y'all drop it in the comments. Did they really go all the way through with it, or they didn't? Because once the phone rang and they said, you know, Quinton's in the hospital. But when they went to the hospital to visit Quinton, they were being like, oh yeah, we had to call, we rush right over. But it seemed like they really didn't rush right over. So that's why I think they really did do something that night. I think they slept together. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. So Robyn is through, as she should be, okay? And I don't blame her. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, though. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will talk to y'all soon. Bye.